before the ancient stones tonight. The fire speaks the language of the gods. I carve my name into the runic wood and offer up my blood beneath the stars. I do not pray for mercy or for peace. I do not ask the gods to spare my life. I only ask that when the ravens come, they find me standing with my sword held right. Hear me, Odin, hear me, Thor. Hear the oath I swore before. I was born to bleed and burn. I was born to never turn. By the frost and by the flame, by the blood that runs the same, by the gods who know my name, I will never break, I will never break. By the sea and by the stone, by the battles fought alone, by the seeds that I have sown, I will never fall, I will never fall. My father stood where I am standing now. His father stood here in the age before. And every man who carried our bloodline gave everything he had and asked for more. I feel their hands upon my shoulders now. I hear their voices in the winter wind. They did not die so I could live in fear. They died so I could fight and die like them. Hear me, Odin, hear me, Thor. Hear the oath I swore before. I was born to bleed and burn. I was born to never turn. By the frost and by the flame, by the blood that runs the same, by the gods who know my name, I will never break, I will never break. By the sea and by the stone, by the battles fought alone, by the seeds that I have sown, I will never fall, I will never fall. Remember where you came from the frost and from the fire. Do you remember who you are, sons of those who never surrendered? Do you remember what was promised, that our names would outlive our bodies? Do you remember the oath, we swore it in blood, we keep it in blood, then raise your weapons to the sky, to the sky, to the gods, to eternity. We are not afraid of what the morning brings. We are not afraid of dying in the field. The only thing that fills our hearts with dread is living long enough to learn to yield. So come the storm and come the iron rain, come the enemy with his 1,000 men. We stood before the darkness once before, and we will stand before it once again, and once again, and once again. By the frost and by the flame, by the blood that runs the same, by the gods who know my name, I will never break, I will never break. By the sea and by the stone, by the battles fought alone, by the seeds that I have sown, I will never fall, I will never fall. If I fall tomorrow on the frozen ground, let my brothers carry on without a sound. Let them not weep, let them not mourn, let them remember why a warrior is born. Not to live forever, not to die forgotten, but to burn so bright in the little time given, that even the gods look down from Asgard and say they're that one live. Let arise, we live, we bled, we burned, we rose. No chain could hold us, no grave could keep us, no king could break us, no night could beat us. We led, we bled, we burned, we rose, and we will rise again, and we will rise again, and we will rise again, and we will rise again. And we will rise again.
By the frost and by the flame, by the blood that runs the same, by the gods who know my name, we will never break.